Well, the world has sure gone nutty, buddy, even downright cruddy, buddy. Wish I missed the past, buddy, but there's still Buddycast. No, don't be naughty, go meet a buddy here on Buddycast.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the founder and host of Buddycast, Nick Sorensen.
Here we go, Buddycast. Here we go. Pope Yinzer's coming back to Buddycast. Here we go. How are y'all buddies doing today? I hope you're having a great day. I hope the snow's not getting you down if you live in Pennsylvania. But to take away the snowy blues, we have a good episode of Buddycast for you. We have my buddy Pope Yinzer. How you doing, Pope?
Hey, how you doing, Nick? Good seeing you again.
Good seeing you as well, buddy. How have you been?
Oh, hanging in there. Just getting over a little bit of a cold here, but I'm doing good. We're back to normal, getting ready to go down to the game tomorrow night, and hopefully they look better than they did last week.
Oh, absolutely. They don't call us the silver-haired kids for nothing, you know?
Oh, man. I know, buddy. The Steelers will give you gray hair real quick if you're a fan of them. Wow.
Oh. You know, Pope, before we start out this episode, we got to start with a prayer.
We can do that, Nick. Dear Father, art Rooney in heaven, Hinesfield be thy name. Thy kingdom come and 6 Super Bowls won on earth right here in Pittsburgh. Give us this day a Permani sandwich and forgive us of our penalties as we forgive those that try to beat us, and lead us into the Super Bowl, but deliver us no evil. For Ben was the kingdom, and now Kenny is the glory forever and ever. Amen.
Amen. Awesome prayer. Awesome prayer. You know, you still have to update to Acrisure Stadium, don't you?
Well, you know what? Bill Crawford from WDVE, I go up on stage with him down there, at the tailgating down there, and I do this every Sunday down there. And he asked the same thing. He said, Pope, you going to change that up or what? And I said, Bill, I'm afraid if I change it up there, I'll mess up here in the middle of it. Everybody still calls it Hinesfield, so let's just stick with it.
I like it. I like it. It'll always be Hinesfield right here, you know?
Right, absolutely. It'll always be Hines a lot of people.
Yes. So, Pope, since the last time you were on Buddycast, which was last year, what have you been up to?
Really not a whole heck of a lot, doing a lot of Steeler things here. And I just, I'm retired, so I just do a lot of stuff around the house all summer long, the gardening and things like that, getting ready for the Steeler season. And really haven't done a whole heck of a lot. Now that the season started, we're getting rolling. I'm involved in high school football real big, and that keeps me going here. But, hey, when you're retired and, just one day at a time, 1 foot in front of the other each and every day. And good Lord willing, I got the good health here, and we're moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Just like the Steelers.
Just
one
like
play at a time, one down at a time, one touchdown at a time.
Exactly, but too few touchdowns. We need some more of them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially on defense. We could use a lot more defense touchdowns, too.
Unbelievable. I mean, TJ had one, and I think Minka had the one. But other than that we rely on our defense, and they're keeping us where we're at right now. But everybody needs to step it up a notch or two here right now.
Absolutely. So, what are your that brings up a good idea. What are your thoughts on this season so far? We're kind of like in the midway point,
Yeah, we're halfway there. I don't know, Nick. It's about the way we were last year, if I'm not mistaken. We're 6-7 games into the season. Before last week there, we were 4-2 on the year. We have 3 home games in a row. And I'm telling everybody, it'd be nice to win all 3, but if you can win 2 of the 3, now you're sitting at 6-3. So, we play tomorrow night there against the Titans. If they can win that game there and win the next home game, you're a Steeler fan, Nick. You know what we go through, buddy. So
again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Look at it, buddy. Wow. Unbelievable. It's unreal.
So, with the season on hand, you're always at the fun tailgates. You're always doing all that stuff with your tailgating buddies. Oh, tell us about those tailgates.
There's several of them that I try to hit. I only have so much time when I go down there. My schedule is like I take the subway down and I get off, and as soon as I get off, I go to Gold Lot 5A is what Red Lot 5A is the first one I go to. The terrible brawl lady, which I'm sure a lot of people have seen her. Good woman there. She has a nice tailgate party there, middle-aged, older crowd. So I stop there and, have some food with them, talk some football, pictures, autographs, all that stuff. And then, like, after I leave the terrible brawl one, I go down to Stage AE, which is, the Steeler headquarters around here, and WDVE, Bill Crawford, and they have the bands down there. So I hang out down there, do my prayer, watch the bands for a while. And then another one I go to over in Gold Lot 1A, it's called the North Shore Originals. I try to hit that one there. They have a lot of ex-Steeler players there. They get like Jeff Reed will come in, or maybe friends. And yeah, I got pictures of all them guys, Cordell Stewart. And they have, some retired players there every Sunday. And they get a good crowd for a tailgate party. It's impressive. There's no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of retired players, I actually wanted to tell you I met Hines Ward in Erie recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he came up to there was a new Dick's Sporting Goods opening up here in Erie. Or they just relocated, but they built a new store in the mall.
Okay.
And they had him signing him. I didn't even know he was coming until I was at my barber shop, and my barber's like, "You're a Steeler fan, right?" "Yeah." "You're not going to Hines Ward next door in about 10 minutes?"
Wow.
I flew my you-know-what over there and got in line. So.
Oh, good for you, man. It's always neat meeting players like that there. Hines is a good guy. Wife and I got to be pretty good friends with him. He used to have a TV show here called the Hines Ward Show. And, oh, my gosh, that ran for probably 7-8 years in a row, and it would tape on Wednesday nights. And the wife and I would go down every Wednesday and meet up with Hines and do the taping and everything. And it was a ton of fun. Hines' mom, she's of Asian descent, and my wife, she's Filipino. So the two of them hit that off really good. We got to be friends with Hines. He autographed my back, and I have it tattooed right over top of his autograph on my back, believe it or not.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got to be good friends with Hines, back in the day, but things change.
Yep, most definitely. People become busy, unfortunately.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of tailgates, tell us about your tailgate buddies down there. You mentioned the terrible bra lady. Tell us more about your tailgate buddies.
There's a handful of mascots we go by, and other than myself and this terrible bra lady, I mean, there's a Steeler Jesus. Anybody that watches TV sees him as much as they see me. Steel Man, the four of us together, we always hook up and hang out. And then there's a couple other ones that we hook up with down there. But, Steeler Jesus, the bra lady, Steel Man, those are my best buddies that we go down there with. And then we hook up with this Steeler mascot, Troy, and this Lion guy. And there's a couple other ones, Steel Cowboy. I forget them all, but they're good people. I mean, they come from far away every Sunday. I give them credit for coming down there and doing that. And it's a good time. They're good people. A couple of them like Jesus, Steeler Jesus, and Steel Man. They live out in the South Hills of Pittsburgh like I do. So the three of us, we get together quite often outside of Steeler football and hook up and get a bite of lunch together, do things. We have a big thing coming up this Saturday out in Cannonsburg. It's called South Point Towers. I think that's where all the Mario Lemieux stuff is at out there. We have a big thing to do out there. It's a first annual Terrible Tailgate, they're calling it. Mel Blunt's, his youth home's going to be out there. Mel Blunt's going to be there. Supposed to be other Steeler players. They got a bunch of bands lined up, food trucks. Supposed to be a real big thing. I have to do that this coming Saturday. I'm going to be picking up probably Sean, Jesus, and Steel Man, and go out and have our fun for the day. Looking forward to that one.
Ooh, tell us more about the event.
Like I say, this is the first annual one there that, they're doing. We've done other ones like this here where they have, get-togethers where there'll be food trucks and bands and everything. It'll be for different functions. The Cystic Fibrosis had one time that we went down to. Anytime they want to get, Steeler people together like that there, they get a hold of my manager, Casey, and, she'll line up things like this here for us. And there's a lot involved. I could probably do a lot more. I know Jesus and Steel Man, they're closer to the city, so they do a little more than I do. It's a little easier for them. But since this one's out in my neck of the woods here and it's during the day, got to do it, man. I'm looking forward to meeting Mel Blount, and somebody said Lynn Swan may be there too, but I guess we'll find out when we get there.
Mm-hmm. Now, who are some more legendary players that you've met? That brings up a good follow-up.
Oh, like I say, we got to be good friends with Hines Ward. Another one was Ryan Clark. After Hines Ward left the show, they turned the show, and it was called the Huddle Show, and Ryan Clark was the one that ran that. And once again, after going down there every Wednesday for years in a row, we got to be good friends with him. My wife would help him put his earphones in. And we were down there one time. It was so cold. He was wearing my wife's gloves and everything. So we got to be real good friends with Ryan Clark. He actually called the house, checking up on us, seeing how we're doing. And those were the two that we got closest to right there, really.
Nice. So speaking of going back to your tailgate buddies, I hear the word around the bushes that someone did a wedding.
Where did you hear that one at, Nick? Huh?
I might have seen it around social media or something.
Yeah. Let's see here. It was when the Steelers played Monday Night Football. 4 weeks ago on Monday Night Football. There was a couple from Houston, Texas, diehard Steeler fans that dress up like you have no idea. They had contacted my manager, Casey, and wanted to know if the Pope would be interested in doing this. Well, she found out a little bit more about it and said, hey, Pope, you might want to check into this one here. This looks like a good one here. So I got hold of this guy, and he had sent me up a video from Houston, Texas. And this guy was amazing, man. Him and his, wife-to-be, they have a Steeler truck all painted up like you wouldn't believe. And they left Houston, Texas, and drove up to Steelers training camp this year, and they were filmed the whole way. Steeler Nation Unite filmed them the whole way up there. They were going through Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, all the way up here, stopping at Steeler bars, et cetera. So once I saw that, I said, yeah. So I reached out to this guy and everything and talked to him, Kevin, and asked him about it. He said, yeah, him and his wife are coming up for the Steeler game, Monday night game against Cleveland, and they're getting married next summer sometime, and they want to know if I could do like a Steeler-themed wedding for them. So I said, yeah, buddy. I said, I can do that there. I said, give me a little bit of time here. And we had about a month to get everything ready. So I got the Terrible Brawl lady. I got Steelman Jesus. We all got together, and it started the dice rolling, so to speak. I started writing down all the vows and everything. I mean, it took me, weeks and weeks and weeks to prepare for this one here. And it went off like you have no idea. It was amazing. I know a lot of people from KDKA TV down here, so I gave a couple people a call there that I know real well, and they said, sure, they'd love to do it, and I figured this would be some good taping, some good footage for them. So needless to say, they were all down there. Channel 2 was there. I think who does Monday Night Football? The NFL Network was down there, and there was cameras lined up all over the place, more than I expected. But there was an amazing sized crowd showed up for this wedding. And I was up on stage there, and I did it. And then, it went over so big and so popular. It was on, the wedding started at 4:30 in the afternoon, and I knew all these TV stations were going to be there. Excuse me, but right at 4:30 as the wedding started, they cut live right to the wedding. So it was actually on live TV while I was doing it. I'm like, wow, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. I was ready for it, but I wasn't ready for it, if you know what I mean.
No pressure. Just it's on live TV, so.
Yeah, no problem.
Love it.
Yeah, millions of people watching, no problem. We can do this. But yeah, it went off good, man. Everybody had a good time, The vows were serious, but there's a lot of comedy added to the vows, And it was a good time. Everybody laughing. And yeah, we had a cookie table, like in Pittsburgh, cookie table is a famous thing. So we had a cookie table and cake cutting ceremony, and the champagne drinking and, the dancing, we had the music and we had it all set up, it was great. It was great.
That is awesome. And you're right about the cookie table. Like that's like a Pittsburgh and Erie thing. Like that's like definitely something. We had that at our wedding and everyone loved it.
Yeah, everybody. But if you're like you say from Erie, Pittsburgh area here, you got to have a cookie table. I told these people down there in Texas about, oh yeah, we're going to have a cookie table. And well, what the heck is that there? They never heard of that. So I had to show them some pictures and write some stuff and send it down there for them, and show them what it was all about. They had never heard of it,
That's awesome. What other Pittsburgh traditions did you incorporate in the wedding?
Like during the vows there, I have some of them wrote down here. I have it right here, as a symbol of your love for one another. Like instead of changing rings, they exchanged terrible towels. We had some custom-made terrible towels made up for them and everything. So instead of exchanging rings, they did that there. And, like with this towel, I thee wed. Receive it as a token of my love and faith. Plus, it was on sale at Dollar General. Funny little things like that there. And at the end, by the power invested in me, which is about the same as a Primanti sandwich, I can now pronounce you husband and wife. Little funny things like that there. I incorporate all kinds of things into, and it got a lot of laughs. But then I did include Bible verses, and religious stuff the way a normal wedding would be. So it was half and half, but it was all Steeler themed and a lot of fun.
Loved it. Do you still keep in touch with the couple?
Just through emails and, stuff like that there. I have their, excuse me, I have their address, Christmas cards and stuff like that there. I had never met him. Well, I met him up at training camp. He was up at training camp, I guess, 4 or 5 years ago. And he had met me up there. That's how he knew all about me and everything, and reached out to my manager hoping for the best. And it worked out for everybody.
That is awesome. Oh, by the way, we have a comment from the audience.
Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. That's my sister, lives up there in Harbor Creek.
Awesome.
Yeah. Hey, Carol, how you doing?
So that is awesome. So like you said, you have Erie connections.
Yeah, my sister lives in Harbor Creek up there, and her 2 sons, my nephews, they went to Harbor Creek High School. My brother-in-law, he's retired from GE up there, so we make it up to Erie a lot. I do a lot up there, hit a lot of the places up there summertime,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't come here in winter. No.
No. I've learned that.
Yep. But if you're ever up here in the area, hey, send me an email. I'll gladly meet up with you or something.
Definitely. Maybe come summertime here, we get up there. I'll give you a holler and we'll hook up somewhere,
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds good,
definitely.
So, Pope, there's one question that's been on my mind that I've been meaning to ask you. Who made your outfit?
My wife made this, oh gosh, I guess going on 20 years now. She made it. We were going through one of these Halloween stores, like a couple of weeks ago, 20 years ago, going through one of them Halloween stores. And they got all them costumes up there for little kids and this and that there. And I saw a Pope outfit for a little kid to be a Pope. So my wife, she can make just about anything, she's good at sewing. And I asked her, I said, hey, honey, I said, can you whip up a Pope outfit, make a Pope outfit for me? And she says, yeah, I think I can do that there. So Joanne Fabric, here we came and just little by little started piecing it together, and it took her the better part of a summertime, a couple months, July and August, doing it little by little. And the miter was the hardest part, putting that together there. It's all velvet lined for the wintertime and that there. But yeah, she made it there. And, people always ask me, where'd you buy that at? Well, you don't buy something like this here. This is all custom made.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I figured too. I'm like, someone had to make your outfit. That wasn't just a thing you just pulled out of dollar stores or
right.
That looks handmade. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of thought went into it, a lot of time, a lot of money and everything, I like meeting people like that. I mean, anybody can put a Steeler jersey on and a hat and be a fan, but these mascots, we all kind of go overboard, all got homemade outfits and everything, so you go the extra step to have some fun.
Absolutely. Well, kudos to your wife for making that awesome outfit.
Yeah, I'll tell her. She's downstairs doing laundry.
Nice. So, Pope, we mentioned about Erie a little bit ago, like what we love about Erie, everything like that. Well, tell us some things you love about Pittsburgh.
People are so friendly down here. That's the greatest thing, When I'm down at those games down there, in fact, we played Baltimore a few weeks ago here. And they have a big mascot like myself down there. This guy's name's Purple Haze. You've seen him on TV anytime Baltimore plays. This guy's real famous down there. So I had the pleasure of meeting him here when we played Baltimore a few weeks ago. Great guy. And he kept saying about how friendly the people are here in Pittsburgh. He said, everywhere you go, everybody's so friendly. He said, I'm dressed like this here. He was saying he was in Cleveland a couple of weeks ago before they played Baltimore. He said those fans up there were so ignorant and mean to him, he said it was sad. And that's what he likes about Pittsburgh. Coming down here, everybody is so friendly, even if you're with the opposing team, we get together, we have fun, and life goes on. That's the best thing about Pittsburgh.
Exactly. And that's what it should be with football. It shouldn't be like, I hate you because you're wearing the opposing jersey, or I'm ready to, we're going to beat your you-know-what today, and we're going to da-da-da-da-da. That's good. That's good if there's like it's good to have a little trash talk here and there, but it shouldn't be it should just be like the fun game. Like it should just be the fun. Hey, we're all in this for the same reason. We're all in this to watch the game together, no matter who we root for. It's the same sport. Let's just have fun, have some drinks, have some fun tailgating, and share some stories,
Exactly. We all have families. We want to go home too. We want to go down and have some fun. Like you say, have a cocktail or two or something to eat and, shake hands with one another at the end of the game, win or lose, it hurts when you lose and everything and somebody rubs it into your face, but hey, life goes on,
Exactly. There's another game. There's always going to be another game no matter what.
Right. Exactly.
So what else do you love about Pittsburgh? Like, what about the culture? What about if you were to walk me around Pittsburgh one day, what would we be doing?
Probably some of the first stuff we would do, the museums, the cultural district. There's so much historical stuff to do down here. Like out in Oakland out there, you have all those museums, the cultural district down there, the museums down there, the Andy Warhol museums, things like that there. Like people come into Pittsburgh and I take them around. Those are some of the places I hit. Phipps Conservatory, places that I think, represent Pittsburgh pretty fine. Then you always got, if the weather's nice, you can walk around the point. The inclines up and down them there. There's always so much to do down here. The North Shore over there by the stadiums. I mean, it's amazing how that area has built up over the past, 15 years down there. But that used to be pretty much nothing. Now you have just restaurants and nightclubs and things to do down there. It's endless what to do, but always something to do in town, buddy. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm. What about some of your favorite restaurants?
I go to, it's a sports bar out this way here. It's called Mulligan Sports Bar. I got to give him a little prop there. That's where Pope hangs out there. It's a sports bar, good food, better than average food, nice big place. And I go up there and hang out with those people. When I go into the city of Pittsburgh itself, my wife and I, it's called the Foundry. It's right next door to where Jerome Bettis's used to be. The Foundry's a nice one. We go to McFadden's down there. Tequila Cowboy's a crazy place. If you've ever been to Tequila Cowboy, that's a good place there. It gets pretty crazy on Sundays down there if you don't go into the games. But those are there. There's a Primanti's right by our house. I mean, I go to that Primanti's a lot. But
nice.
There's a lot that we hit.
Mm-hmm. The last time I was down there, the time that I met you, I was at a place called Purgatory. You ever been there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Purgatory. When they first opened up, I don't know how many years ago, I lose track of time, 10 years ago, maybe it's been that Purgatory opened up. I had ran into I guess he was the manager of the place at the game. And he says, hey, do me a favor, come over next Saturday. Next Sunday. He said, come over next Sunday to Purgatory. We're having our grand opening special. He said, I'll give you and your wife each a burger and a beer if you come over. So I said, okay, we can do that. So we went to Purgatory the following Sunday, and they were so busy down there. He said, I'm sorry, I don't have time to cook. It's going to take time to make burgers because they had a big line. He didn't want me to jump. So he gave us each 2 beers. My wife doesn't drink at all. So now she's got 2 beers. I got 2 beers. So luckily I ran into some friends down there that were thirsty. But yeah, Purgatory's a good place down there. Good burgers, man. Excellent burgers.
Mm-hmm. Good milkshakes too.
Good. Okay. Yeah. They have adult milkshakes too down there.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So, Pope, you've been on the show twice. We're obviously buddies. What do you think of Buddycast?
I love it. There's so many times I put it on here. I'm sitting here in the middle of the afternoon as a retired guy after the news is over. There's nothing to watch on TV. So I put Buddycast on. I've watched that. I've seen some of your other episodes with the people, and it's fun. I'm glad to do this, man. I do it every year if you want to do it. Love it.
Absolutely. You just signed yourself up. Just saying.
Okay, good.
You know what we have to do? We have to do like a panel with your mascot buddies.
Okay, we can line them up.
Yeah, do a panel. Just talk about your tailgating fun. Just talk about fun buddy-like stories, of course,
Right, exactly. Yeah, once them guys get together, man, we start talking. That's just like you could just sit there, turn the microphone. You could probably go grocery shopping and just let us talk,
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we like. We like content on the show, I've had buddies like you, who you and me are chatting like tomorrow, and I've had buddies where, hey, tell us about your show, or tell us about this. It's nice.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It's like, well, this is gonna be a nice 15-minute episode.
Yeah. You want somebody like me that got a line of BS lined up, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, Pope, one other question I have for you is, where for our buddies out there who are, who come to a Steeler game, who want to hang out with you, where can they most likely find you?
I move around quite a bit. Like we were talking before about the tailgate parties. Let's say it's a 1:00 game, which the majority of our home games are 1:00. The parking lots open up at 8:00 in the morning. So I generally leave my house around 7:00 in the morning. I drive into town and I jump on the subway and take it over and get off right at the stadium. So at 8:00 in the morning, I'm at that Red Lot 5A with the Terrible Brawl tailgate. Help her set up, and we sit there and we do those tradition, a shot ski where they have the ski and they put like 4 shot glasses. So us 4 mascots, we all do one of them shot skis to get the day rolling. After I leave there, I'll hang out there from 8 to maybe 9:30, something like that there. Then I head down to Stage AE. The band started at 10:30 down there. So I'll be at Stage AE. I mean, it takes me forever to walk. It might take me an hour to walk from her place down to there. People stop and wanting pictures and talking this and that there. I get down to Stage AE and I'll hang out down there with the people. Then I go up on stage and do my prayer up there for everybody, watch the bands. And after the band gets rolling, I watch a few songs and listen to them. And then I'll go over to the North Shore Originals, Gold Lot 1A, right outside the stadium there. I go over and hang out with them. I'll tell you, I don't want to mention their names and give anything away, but one of our star players on the team, his parents have a big Winnebago, and they're there every Sunday. So I see these people every Sunday down there, and they drink mimosas. So I sit there and have a couple mimosas with them and, get pictures taken with them and this person's wife and grandparents and all that. Like I said, I don't want to mention it. Last year, they got bombarded with people and ended up leaving. So I don't want to, in case anybody's listening, say who it is, but it's one of the top 2-3 players on the team. His parents are there. Yeah. Nice. After we get off the air here, we'll talk and I'll tell you who it is.
Buddycast exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. Pope, another question I have, and probably every Steeler fan has in this that's watching or just in general, is the recent campaign that's been going on, the whole Fire Canada campaign. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, you just made my heart skip a beat. Anytime I hear Matt Canada, Nick, oh, man. Whew. I don't know where to begin with that one there. Obviously, everybody down here wants him out of the city, out of the country, whatever it takes. People hate him down here. But last year was the same thing. Fire Canada. Next thing you know, Steelers won what? I forget the number, 6 out of 8 games at the end of the year. They looked pretty good doing it. Didn't make the playoffs. But so Matt Canada, it's okay. He kind of had the pressure taken off of him a little bit with those wins there coming into this season. We figured we'd see what we can do with him and give him a shot. But right now, man, I'd hate to be Matt Canada. Wow.
Right now, Matt Canada's probably walking on ice without a swimsuit or something,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not real well liked around here. It may not all be on him. I hear a lot of people talk about Tomlin, Coach Tomlin. The Steelers, they're too stale when you think about it. Every play of every game, first play of the game, what do? You hand the ball off to Najee, 2 yards up the middle. Now we hand it off to Najee out the outside for 2 yards. Now it's 3rd and 6, an incomplete pass and punt. That's the Steelers' first series. It seems like every Sunday, Mm-hmm. They're too stale. I hear that word used a lot. They're too stale. We need a change.
Yeah, exactly. We do need a little freshness in Pittsburgh. Once we, if we can just find someone that can combine with our offensive weapons, that can find how does Kenny play best? How does, okay, if Najee's not running up the middle best enough, where can we send him? Who are our best offensive weapons? How can we even get our offensive line to just make it so that Kenny has enough time to find that offensive weapon?
Yeah, Kenny definitely doesn't have the time, man. I was so high on our offensive line this season. I'm thinking, man, these guys are going to be good. 3 preseason games. I mean, you look what we Steelers did in preseason. The whole city was so fired up for the season to begin, 3-0 and look good, and Kenny looked good. And
then the first game against the 49ers, everyone's like, well, back to reality.
Yeah, back to reality. Exactly, man. Back to Steeler football. I don't, Jalen Warren, I hear they need to run that kid more. They need to run him some more. He's fast. He can find them holes. Najee, it seems like he runs outside. He's like a Mendenhall, run outside, stutter step, just can't get going. Where that Jalen Warren, they give him the ball, and man, that kid's gone. So I don't know. I'd say I'd let him start. Sit Najee down for a game or two, start him, see what happens. At this stage of the game, what do you got to lose?
Exactly. What we got to lose?
Yeah, exactly. Coming in here, after we got embarrassed there last week, I said we have three home games in a row coming up. We're 4-2. If we can win 2 of these 3 home games, we're now 6-3. Well, unfortunately, Jacksonville will take credit for that one loss there. So we need to win these next 2 home games here. We'll be 6-3. It'd be looking pretty good. So then we have two away games. This is what I'm scared of here, Nick. We have to play at Cleveland and at Cincinnati.
Boy.
Yeah, there's a couple tough ones there. I'm hoping we can squeak out a win with one of them 2 there, which would put you at 7-4.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
either way, I could see it as a victory. We either win the games or we're this much closer to finding the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it there, boy. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, they got to do something here. They need to step up. Even if you try a bunch of stupid stuff and you lose a game, at least you're trying something different than the same old,
Exactly. So last night was Halloween. Did anyone show up as Matt Canada and scare you?
No. Thank God nobody showed up as Matt Canada, man. They may have got rocks or, God only knows why, but, maybe some broccoli or something. But nobody showed up. In fact, we only had 2 trick-or-treaters. Half the time we don't even get any, but we did have 2 last night.
Aw, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. At least you got something. At least you got something out of it,
Yeah, with a lot of candy for the wife and the kids to eat here. So,
hey, I'm not complaining.
Yeah. A win-win situation for everybody.
Exactly. That's how I see it. I see it's either we're gonna make a lot of people stay and give them candy, or more for us.
Right. Exactly.
My wife actually went out to Halloween with my mom at my parents' house. I had to work, unfortunately, but she went out to do Halloween at my parents' house, and I texted my mom afterwards when she came home, and I'm like, "What? No Halloween candy?"
Yeah. Speaking of wife, sir, I hear you just got married here not too long
ago. Yes, sir. September.
Congratulations to you, buddy. Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Marriage is a good thing. Find a good woman and stick with them, man. I'll tell you.
100%. 100%. I knew she was the one. I knew that, when we've been living together for a while, I knew she's making life easier. She's a fantastic cook. I will tell you, if you are ever in Erie, Pennsylvania, you're coming over to our house for dinner one night.
Okay, man.
Let me tell you, you'll take one bite of. You'll see. You and me are Facebook friends now. You'll see it on my Facebook page.
Right.
All the things she is whipping up, and you'll just be like, "He's marrying a chef."
Wow,
good. A chef. Wow, like this. Even her brother said it on his wedding speech to us. He's like, growing up with Jess, she made stuff like grilled cheese or elbow mac and cheese, stuff like that. And now she's whipping up zuppa piscata for Nick, or she's whipping up this wholehearted lasagna. I'm like, where was this when I was growing up?
Wow. Man, that's the way to a man's heart, man. It's straight through his stomach,
I took one bite. Have you ever had peach cobbler before?
Oh, absolutely.
I took one bite of her peach cobbler and I got down on one knee. That's all I'm saying.
Wow. Okay. Good for you, buddy. Yeah, my wife makes that. We go pick fresh peaches at this farm right down the road. We pick fresh peaches, and she does that every summer. Peach cobbler, peach jam. Love it. Yeah. You're making me hungry now.
I know. The best meal she's ever made for me, and I'll have to ask her to send you the recipe, is her spaghetti or taco spaghetti.
Ooh, I love tacos. Love Mexican.
Yes, she combined. It's the perfect combination because it's the taco meat, it's the cheese, the taco seasoning, all in a spaghetti dish.
Wow, yeah. That's different.
So it's almost like a lasagna, but better.
Wow, I'll have to give that one a shot. Yeah, that's how. Where'd she hear that one at? Did she create that herself, or did
she kind of did? She heard spaghetti tacos on a TV show once, and she's like, what if I made a taco-based spaghetti meal or something? And I encouraged it. I'm like, absolutely, try it, because I'm always the type of person you could put she could put some type of whatever in front of me, and I'm still going, hey, it's dinner,
Right.
When I heard that, I'm jumping to the roof. I'm going, please make that, please make. She made it. Like I said, I took one bite and I was in heaven.
Wow, man, that sounds interesting. give that one a shot. My wife's a good cook. She's Filipino. She makes all her Philippine dishes. At one time, we were members of the Philippine Association up there in Erie, but being so far away, it got too hard, so we had to drop that there. But yeah, you can't beat a woman, man, that can cook. I mean, so many younger girls now, if it doesn't come out of a box and go into a microwave, they're lost,
That's exactly me. If it doesn't come out of a box with instructions, or if it's not a simple, just crack the egg, whip it up with this, put it in the oven, wait 10 minutes, something like that. I'm like, can you repeat step 1 again? Basically what I need.
Yeah.
Like that.
I love to eat, and man, got to find a woman that can cook. That's for sure. You got a good one.
Oh, 100%. Now, Pope, I got one more question for you to end this episode. For all the Steeler fans out there that are going through what we're going through, what's your advice to them?
Pray. Oh, hang in there, folks. It's still better than being in Cleveland, that's for sure. I know the season's off to a little bit of a rocky start here. It's not what we were hoping for. We're winning, but we're winning ugly. But them ugly wins are still better than a pretty loss. So hang in there, fans. We got a young team. They need to come together a little bit. Yeah, get rid of Canada. Let's just hope that we keep gelling here. Like I said, we got to win these next couple games and put a couple wins together, some momentum builder. And season's a long ways from being over. It's hard to tell how it's going to pan out. Like I say, pray for the best.
Mm-hmm. Hey, what's the old sports saying? It ain't over till it's over.
That's right. It's not over till the fat lady sings, as they say. So,
yep. It's not over till the fat lady sings. It ain't over till it's over. It's not over till the final down of the final game.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, I just want to, Tomlin's never had a losing season. I'd hate to see that streak come to an end, but we don't want him to have a winning season and not make the playoffs. We want a winning season. We want to get into the playoffs and win a game. How long has it been since we won a playoff game? We get in there and then we, get embarrassed, laying eggs. So that's all we want this year. Let's get into the playoffs and win a game. And you keep saying you got to prep for the future. So.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing I do see with the Steelers. Like I see kind of like, I wanted to mention this in the game, like earlier in the episode, like I kind of see like we go in with like the big games. We go in with the big game mindset. Like we go in with the big game, like Baltimore, Cleveland, where we know, this is a divisional game. We have to play today.
Right.
And then we go into a game like Houston, who, or like a game
Jacksonville.
Like, yeah, exactly. who aren't doing so hot or something like that. And just all of a sudden it's like, take the day off.
Right. I know. It's like they must have thought it was a bye week or something. That happens so much, when we play, a good team, Baltimore's and Cincy's, we get up for those games. But then when you play, a team that's 2-5 or something, it's just
it's like all of a sudden we forget how to play football.
Exactly. That's like they need to step it up. And I don't know, is that coaching issues there once again? Is it the players' lack of wanting to play? I don't think it's that there. It's just, man. They don't have that killer instinct like we did years ago when Cowher was there,
Yeah. So, well, Pope, let's end on a good note at least. As I've always end my episodes, I got to ask you for a favor.
What's that, buddy?
Whatever you do today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, promise me you're going to go out and you're going to go be someone's buddy.
I'm going to go be someone's buddy. In fact, after today here, I'm going up to that Mulligan Sports Bar we were talking about, and I'm going to be a buddy to quite a few people up there today.
Love it. Love it. And if you're ever in Erie, you got a buddy in Erie, just like I know I got a buddy in Pittsburgh.
You got it. Anytime you're down here, look me up, and I'm going to do my darndest to get up there this summer, and you'll be the first person I get hold of.
Sounds good, Pope. All righty. Stick around for a minute. We'll chat afterwards. But
sounds like a plan. I'll be here.
Sounds good. For all my buddies out there, this is my buddy Pope Yinzer. Please, if you're ever in Pittsburgh area, no matter who you follow, if you ever see him at a game, say hello. Stop by. Have a good time. Have a drink if you're old enough. I'm your host, Nick Sorensen. Thank you for joining us on everybody's favorite show.
Well, the days are going fast. Buddy, we've got to make them last. Buddy, before they've all gone past. Buddy, tune in to Buddycast. But don't be none, it can make it, buddy, here on Buddycast.